Hey! Hey, down here!
How's it going, meatbags? I'm Reviewer Zero, or I will be if that languid lark finishes assembling me. In my forced solitude, I enjoyed the opportunity to watch the latest entry in the Gundam franchise, Gundam GQuuuuuuX. Or Quacks. Or Quacks? I need to process that title a few more times before I get it down. How about you see things from my point of view? So let's address the technical aspects first. This movie is really the first 3 episodes combined into a promotion for the official series, appropriately named The Beginning. The actual series starts up on April 9th on Amazon Prime. It's going to be a joint creative effort between Evangelion Studio Kahara and Gundam Sunrise. Creative talent includes director Kazuya Tsurumaki, writers Yoji Enokido and Hideki Anno, with character designs by Pokemon Journey's Take, which is Japanese for bamboo. Apparently, this is a female artist who prefers to go by pseudonym. Shout out to Infinite Warlock for helping me find that info. For mechanical designs, we have Ikuto Yamashita. These are some big powerhouses within the anime industry, and thus there are some pretty high expectations for what these guys can cook. The advertisement for this series reads, Amate Yuzuriya, a high school girl who lives a peaceful life in the space colony floating in space, I'm filing that under R for redundant, meets Nyan, a war refugee girl, and gets caught up in the illegal mobile suit dueling competition Clan Battle. Using the entry name Machu, Amate pilots the GQuuuuuuX and throws herself into fierce battles every day. At the same time, an unidentified mobile suit Gundam, pursued by both the Space Army and the police, and its pilot, a boy named Shuji, appears before her, and the world is about to enter a new era. Which all sounds pretty approachable until you actually start watching, because this movie featured the longest lead up to a title sequence I've seen in many a year. You see, what happens is...
Spoilers detected. Engaging filter.
I'm kind of embarrassed that I didn't get the old Trojan horse idea until now. And he's all like, what is with the color of this suit? It's like they wanted it to be a distraction. I don't think I've ever seen a Gundam fan tackle the politics that influence weapons development and deployment. Could be an interesting insight. And I'm all like, what is it with you and dropping this asteroid? Did they give you some bad service? Can't you just give them a 1-star on Yelp? Turns out time is really colorful, like if you loaded a shotgun with half-melted crayons and pulled the trigger. Then, wait, hang on. Did someone install a third-party app? Oh, for Jesus Yamato's sake. Okay, I'll keep this spoiler-free as best I can. The prologue for this story had me wondering if I was watching the wrong movie, as nothing in the promo signaled such a timeline. As a consequence of this, a majority of my interest and focus lies not with the main characters. Instead, I'm currently focused on this guy, Shalia Bull. He's the closest thing we get to a perspective character, as he's active in all parts of the movie, though his position currently puts him outside the main character's circle. For the characters we do know about, Amate strikes me as a very fearless girl in all but the most extreme cases. She seems focused on authenticity, as her frustration with life stems from living in an artificial environment. So she's pretty fearless when the opportunity to act presents itself. At the same time, fearlessness translates into recklessness, and I wouldn't be surprised if this eventually bites her. Nevertheless, I feel no hesitation in rooting for her. Nya is a bit more down to earth, so to speak, but she represents this setting from a refugee's point of view. She has to take on dangerous jobs just for the chance to grasp the stability that Amate takes for granted. The last part of this trio is an artist named Shuji, who's dancing the line between creative eccentric and flat-out wizard. Not a big fan of his sniffing habit, but he's clearly in the know on things beyond the colony. May or may not wind up rooting for this dude. The actual fights with both military and clan battlers are energetic and entertaining. CG's role in Gundam has come a very long way from the likes of G Savior, and they keep up the Gundam tradition of not having an inner monologue in the midst of battle. That's one phrase I don't expect to hear in the Gundam series. I appreciate this chance to see a life in a colony without the various oddities like in Double Zeta. The setting is certainly modernized from the depiction of War in the Pocket. The reason for this newest Gundam's unique design ties into the larger narrative. and I'm glad to see the series step outside the traditional Gundam aesthetic. Yet I'm curious how far they can push this envelope when Zaku's are the most available foundation for a customized civilian mobile suit. It seems like the obvious outcome that weapons of war would somehow find their way into civilians' hands. Even with safety measures built in, these things represent a powerful, unpredictable force in society. Is it possible we might see new mobile suits created from the armor of the old? Oh wait, that's what the Build Fighter series does. It's not really my key focus. Rather, it's two big concerns. The first being a criticism lifted from Requiem for Vengeance. Throughout Gundam's history, it's kept in perspective that an evil regime must be opposed, but that doesn't automatically mean the other side is pure good. Rather, it might be the lesser of two evils. Wing and Seed series notwithstanding. But within GQuuuuuuX, a regime is now the dominant power, but we don't see an impact. The most we have is a comment on how the colonists will never truly be free. I think it's important to recognize the danger of this brutal government within the story. Right now, however, our view is very focused on the local setting and hasn't yet felt that impact. But we need it. Stories are double-edged in that they both reflect a culture and help change it. That's why I'm wary if a story regards a regime as no big deal or in some way glorifies it. The second concern is that the mystery hook for this series is not focused on the titular Gundam. It's focused on this Red Gundam, which is an accurate but uninspired name. In fact, my main interest is the secret related to this Gundam and the characters from the prologue. I'm concerned that there isn't yet enough of the main protagonist to make me shift that focus. But that's a concern for April. For now, I am interested but not yet invested. Hopeful but confused. I feel like I took in two separate stories with only a thin thread connecting them. I'm looking forward to seeing those threads weave together to form a stronger bond. Until then, I'll keep hoping for a torso. Are you looking forward to the new series? Did you know about the special movie? Would you watch it on Prime? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Reviewer Zero. Thanks for watching.